I'll record it for this computer. Okay?
Cool.
We're recording.
Maybe you guys could shoot it to us after.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot it over to you afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, so what we want to do first is go ahead and click on your setup page.
Yep.
And then in your profit pricer, do you have a profit pricer filled out?
Yep, we've already got those set up.
Okay, so you have your starting commission is 12%
Yes.
and your desired profit is 25.
Yep.
And you've got a 2% sliding scale.
Yep.
Okay, do you know what those mean?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Go on over to the quick job pricer.
And just if you could clarify the sliding scale, which is going to be on the job costing, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then, okay, so you got a commission and you go ahead and change your net profit to 25.
We had set it to 30 just as we're pricing jobs using this tool to price some of the unique jobs because our guys have been discounting so much. So we've just been adding a buffer in there for that.
That's fine. Then I would, if you're adding the buffer in there,
Yeah.
and the job comes in at 30%,
Yeah.
I coach to whatever you put in your setup page for profit, you should put in this page for profit as well.
Okay.
Okay. So right now we have it set at 25, so I'm going to coach you. It's going to be at 25. If you want it to be 30, then go to your setup page and put in 30.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with this because I think once we switch over to this comp plan, then we should be good to go.
Yeah. Okay. So this right here is showing. Can you make that a little smaller because I'm not seeing the bottom of it?
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Yeah, that's good. That's it. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, so you've got. Looks like you've already been playing around with it. So you got 8,000 in material and 475 for a permit.
Yeah.
So that's everything for the job, and then your financing cost, your bank's charging you 5%.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so your total sales is 19,656.67. So write that number down because I want to make sure we put that on the other page.
Okay.
So the practice for this is I have them, if a guy is using this out in the field, he has to take a screenshot or he has to print it off so that I know how he built the job.
Okay.
Okay. Because how he built it is how I have to go into the job costing piece.
Right.
All right. So now go on into the job costing piece. And where's this thing at? Put in the,
So put in the,
well, actually go on back to the quick job pricing. I forgot we were in the financing piece here. Go ahead and put a 0. I'm sorry, I don't have to do that. The 18,720.63, that's your net sale. You want to put in that 18,720.63 on the job costing.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Just,
oops.
yeah, you want to paste the text. Right click it. Yeah, hit that one. Hit the number 1, 2, 3. There you go. That was it. Okay. And then your 5. So that 19,656.67 should match the same thing on the job pricing. Just verify that.
Yep.
Okay. So everything's copacetic. So it's set up correctly. Now go back to the job costing. Very good. And then you put in what does the material cost?
Yeah. So that was at 8,000 on the other.
Okay.
Now, assuming that would be accurate.
And then what is it on the permit side?
450 was just, yeah, I was right.
450. Okay.
What we have over there. Oh, the days. This has got 1 day versus. Oops.
Yeah, 1 day. Okay, so it took 1 day. So now everything here should be he gets 12% if the job is at 25%.
Yeah.
Now, let's just say that you missed I don't know, extended warranty. He sold an extended warranty, but he didn't build it into the price. So put in $300 under extended warranty as a cost. So now you can see how that his commission was dipped $300. I mean, that $300 deducted his commission, so he's not getting the full amount. However, he would still get paid the commission of $1971.48.
Yep.
But that's because he lost $300 because he didn't build that into the price.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you take that out, his commission should be $22.46. $22.40, $46.48. Yeah. So it matches what it has on the left-hand side on column J.
Okay.
And column L will tell you exactly what he's getting paid for that.
Okay.
Now, so if you put in $300 again, okay, this is your true job cost. This is how the job came out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after you looked at everything. So I'm going to pay the guy the highest amount on column L.
Okay.
So I'm going to break this a little bit. Go ahead and put in $600 under service agreement. It's just an example.
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit enter.
Yeah, I did.
We did. Okay, so he's going to get paid the greater amount of column L. So he's going to get paid the 1872.
Okay.
He's going to be paid at that percentage.
Got it.
Because
And why is that?
we said because at 20%, if the job is at 20%, I'll pay you 1872.06. The job actually came in at 21.9, but we also said if we pay you 22.46 if the job came in at 12, but because the overage brought the thing down to 21.9, the overage of the 575.
Yep.
Or the $600, I guess. It's short $575 basically. He's going to get the higher amount right here. And so I print this off and this goes in the job folder. And then this is the commission sheet that I give him.
Got it.
With
You get the full screen view of everything here.
I actually hide B, C, and D.
Uh-huh.
And they see from column F through column L.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
But that's a preference.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can do it. You can do it this way. There's members that do it this way anyway. They want to teach their guys everything about it. I just think it starts more conversation that I don't want to have.
Sure. Yeah, I can hear that.
That I'd like to have. And it's to each its own. And then you put the customer name, you put the salesperson's name down here, so you know which folder it goes into for commissions. And then this is how he gets paid.
And that 2% is just a multiplier drop, right? I mean, you're just changing as they move down the levels, you're just dropping percent.
All the way down to zero. See, if the job comes in at zero profit, he's still making money. And here's the reason why. I already have 12%. If it goes down to zero profit, this job already has 12% commission built into it. So if I'm going to pay 2%, I still made 10%.
Got it.
Because I'm taking 10% of the commission for the company now.
Yeah.
So there are times that, I could go below the 25%, knowing that I have a commission of whatever commission I had built in, $2,200.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. In line 17, C17, the sales commission amount that's built in. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could go to zero profit here and pay him a 2% at zero profit.
Yeah.
Understanding that you'll still make 10% because you're paying 2% of that 12 out. He got 2% of that 12 and you got 10% of that 12% commission.
Got it. Okay.
So it's kind of a hedge for you, for the company, to drop it down to zero profit. Because already got 12% built in.
So we had moved to the 12% purely as a incentive to get the guys to close at full book.
Mhm.
And that's when we had bumped it to 30 on the net. Now that was just the way we were building it. So any suggestions, I kind of want to keep that 12% because I need to take that away from them on a new comp plan. And then it just looks like we're trying to short them. Any suggestions on, do we stay at the 25% profit target, leaving the 12 as the, because this handles all of the math for us. Yeah, so would you, any suggestions there, or just leave it as is?
Well, I look at it this way, guys, if you sell it at full price, you're gonna get full commission. If you sell it at a discount, you're gonna get a discounted commission.
Yeah.
And I'm transparent about how it's being done because they get to see this sheet.
Okay.
I would agree with that too, because they're gonna be resistant to this no matter what, because it's changed.
For sure.
Yeah, and so I think if we allow them to commission, like he's saying, you get full pop if you don't discount or it goes down. Like they can, even if they discount a little and they stop at 11%, that's still good for them.
Mhm.
So it's a win.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
So based on your experience, can you guide us through what this rollout looks like in regards to getting their buy-in? Like what is the best, most successful way of rolling this out and getting a sales team excited about it versus just a bunch of negative Nancy's?
Well, I don't know much about your business. So do you guys have a price book or did they price the jobs out themselves currently?
We were price book.
Yeah, we have a price book, and they choose tasks out of a price book to build their jobs.
So they can build their own like this using this sheet?
Yeah, to a degree, not using costs. They're actually just building, adding tasks in that we've used this tool to build the price for the tasks.
Okay.
And then dropping the tasks into Service Titan's price book.
Okay.
Yeah, customized, it's with the partnership of management in-house. So for the most part.
So let me repeat what I heard. You're going to build your tasks. If you'll click on the quick job pricer, you're going to build tasks. You're not going to be able to build tasks in here because this is based off of one install day. So what you'll have to do is to take your cost of the parts plus the time you have for those parts, and then divide that by 63%, because you've got a 12% commission and a 25% net profit to get your selling price for that task that you're adding in there, right?
I'm not tracking. What's the 63% represent?
That represents the 12% commission plus 25% net profit. Comes out to 37%, and I subtract 37 off of 100.
I'm so sorry. Just trying to keep up with you. So 12% commission,
25% net profit.
net profit.
So that's the selling price is 100%, right? So if 37% represents the profit and the commission, then 63% is going to be what everything else is. So to do the math on this, you have to determine how much time is involved with that. So you have so much an hour you're going to bill out or in a day. This is gonna lead on to multiple questions here, so I'm going to try to cut them off.
Yeah, no, good. I tend to do that.
So what happens here is I look at a sold day. If I put in a furnace only, I'm calling that a sold day, time-wise. If I put a furnace, an air conditioner only, I'm calling that a sold day, period. If I put a furnace and air in, I'm calling that a sold day. If I put in all the bells and whistles for everything on an installation, like a humidifier, a gizmo, whatever, that's a sold day. Everything in my world is a sold day, is a 1-day job. Are there multiple day jobs in your world?
Yes.
Tell me more.
So when we're in an area where we do cut-ins and we're doing everything possible to stop doing them, aside from, sitting guys at home, they are, while we're slow, we take them. So those are multi-day jobs.
Okay. So a multi-day job on a cut-in, you're right. Cut-ins mean you've got ductwork you got to run into, right?
Yep. Yeah, as well as even cutting into the old homes that don't have air conditioning or heating,
Right. So those are going to be, so the first thing a salesman's going to have to understand is how many days is this going to take?
Yeah.
Right. So the number of days plus I got to understand the cost of the equipment and the parts. Okay. So the number of days would just change by going up there into number 5 and just up to 5 days if it's a 5-day cut-in. And now you can see this is what it's going to be for a 5-day cut-in, 41 grand.
Yep.
Okay. Chances of selling a 41 grand 5-day cut-in are going to be slim.
Yeah.
Okay. And therefore you'll be out of that business.
Yeah.
Because every day I still have to cover the overhead. When I send the crews out there, they're still responsible for the overhead. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, and here again, if you're going back to your profit pricer, if you say, well, we're going to be 80% efficient, well, that means 4 out of 5 days is 80%. So you may say, okay, this is a week-long job. I'm going to put 4 days in there because I'm building it on 80% efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So that 4 days would be a week job. Now that's when you really start understanding the process and you're really trying to buy a job. You could go that route.
Yeah.
Coach you up front, how many days is it going to take to install it? Use that number in here.
Right.
But you could use 80% of that if it's a multiple day job.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And don't say yes to me if you're not sure.
Absolutely, because it is something that we're working towards. We already are tracking the percentage of efficiency with our install team, but we're not tracking sold days the way that Nexstar has built it and trained it. So that's an area. This is all moving in that direction. So,
okay. And just to give you an indication, sold days is the equation to efficiency. So if you sold 5 in a week, you're 100%. If you sold 3 sold days in the week, you're at 60%.
mm-hmm.
So that's your efficiency, right?
Yeah.
So efficiency is the same thing as saying how many sold days you sold in the month or in the week.
Can you also just dig into that real quick? And so Serena is our sales manager. She's fairly new. She's learning the Nexstar process. But one of the things that so shooting for an 80% efficiency, and then after we get essentially, I guess, 3/4 of the way through the month, if we're hitting on all cylinders, we can really get aggressive towards the end of the month as necessary. Can you kind of walk us through that a little bit?
Sure. Let's just pick one install crew. Let's say you have one install crew and you're building this at an let's say what is 80% of, there's 20 days in a month. So 80% of 20 days is 16 sold days, right? So at 16 sold days, if you sold 16 sold days at full margin, you made 25% on those 16 days, and you covered all your overhead in those 16 days, right?
Yep.
Now you could do the same thing if you sold 20 days at 0 profit. Okay, but you sold 20 days, you
I think we're good.
20% profit because you sold 4 extra days or 20% more days, and those 20% more days become profit dollars between the 16 and 20 days installed. So
we lost you there for a minute. Can you?
I understood them, but I just don't understand a lot. I guess
we've talked about it before where we said, even if we were pretty much giving away the job, we're still being, it makes sense, right? Because we're keeping our guys
Well,
busy.
we're
He's
covering
saying,
costs
she's
of the
saying
day.
if we're doing 16 sold days with profit versus 20 sold days without profit, it's the same outcome. And I don't
It's not exactly the same. You make 20%
don't
versus
understand.
25% because you installed 20% more days. All of those days, that overhead that we have in our sold day rate, if we took all the profit out, that all becomes profit. So all that overhead you have figured into that day is profit. And so you've actually made 20% profit if you sold everything at break even. If you did 20 sold days. Now, I don't coach you to do that, but I do want you to understand the math behind it. I'm coaching you to sell a sold day, sell 16 of them, knowing that you built that sold day off of an 80% efficiency, knowing you weren't going to install 20% of the time, but 80% of the time you would, then you got to put 25% on that 80 because that's where I get my 25% profit.
Yeah.
Right. But if I talk to contractors all the time. It says a $0 day is nothing you ever want to have, meaning you have nothing to do. That's a $0 day. A zero profit day is okay as long as you fill the capacity. Because you can still make profit selling at break even. If you sold 20 sold days at break even, you're going to make 20% profit. Or you can sell 16 sold days at full margin at 25%, and you'll make 25% profit. Or you may have a mix and a match in between. So that's why I say, I don't ever want to lose a job because of price. As long as I know what my break even is, I can choose to take that job or not take that job, depending on the capacity that I have to fill it.
Yeah.
If I'm short installs for my installers, I'll drop my drawers. Excuse me, but I'll lower the price. Okay, didn't mean that. Sorry. Well, the true me came out. Sorry. But it's important to understand that correlation between profit days and $0 days.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's efficiency that will, you be 100% efficient. You made 20% on that. But just with that being said, I want to focus strictly on we're not playing that game, or I want you to understand it. But going forward, you should have 25% on everything.
Yeah.
So if I hit 16 sold days in a month at 80% efficient, I'm going to cover my costs and I'm going to make 25%. Right? Now, if I only sell 14 days, okay, I lost 2 sold days of overhead plus profit. But I actually lost 2 sold days of overhead. That's going to come off of that 25%.
Yep.
I only might make 23%, 22% now because I didn't cover the overhead the 15th day and the 16th day in the whole month. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So we have to understand that
I just
thought
wanna-
process first.
I just want to go on just a little deeper.
Okay.
So talking sold days and 80% efficiency. Do we really need to figure out how many install spots we need for the whole month, divide them by the number of business days, figure out the average number of installs per day to equate to an actual sold day?
Yes.
Did I say that all right? Did I explain that right?
You did. You explained it right. And your profit pricer shows you how many sold days you should have in a month.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so essentially it's typically we're sitting about, there's 20 days average, 20 to 22 days at 80% efficiency, which is what our profit pricer is built on. That will tell us how many days, sold days we need to hit.
But in the sold day, how many install slots equate?
So you wouldn't even really look at slots there. I mean, it's multiply the crews by the sold days. We need a sold day for every crew member or each install team at 80% of the full amount of days in the month. So if we're talking 20 days, that's what we need, 16 sold days. That means we need our guys working 16 days.
Every install crew though.
Every install crew, 16 days.
Right.
Then if we go even deeper with making sure we're hitting numbers is what are they installing?
Well, that's where this comes into play is our sales price has to be built on a sold day. That's what he's talking about when he installs
I
a
think that's where
furnace.
we're having, running into
That is where we're currently.
major issues.
Yes.
I think we just need some, I mean, for me, because I have a different learning style, I need some examples. I
No
need-
problem. No, and you should have profit. And what I'd like for you to see first is your profit pricer. So if you had your profit price up here, to make sure you have the same price up here, and then you go to your productivity tab in the profit pricer. Or the MP11 tab, let me put it that way. It's not the productivity tab, it's the MP11 tab. It's going to show you the number of sold days you should have in a month.
I'm gonna try to split the screen so we can see them both at the same time.
Well, I can just put them up and down. So we need our profit pricer. It's SharePoint. Accounting, actually.
While you're doing that, I have to grab my front door.
Sure.
Project sheet.
Project plan. Is that what it is? Let's see, I don't know if that.
Okay, I'm gonna check. the actual-
Tab, did you say?
Productivity.
Profit prices.
Shannon, this would be the same thing.
Yeah,
This would be a new question. Remember the last question from last night? Josh said he needs to redo the drain line and installation. He won't be able to proceed with repairing.
Okay, I'm back.
We've been out there countless of times.
Okay, which sheet am I looking for? The project plan?
Profit pricer.
Profit pricer, where is, that's in Healthy Books. Let me pull that. Still trying to navigate to it. 1 minute.
No worries.
There we go. And
Shannon wants to know how long it'll take you. There's a lot of 3/4 PVC for that.
Are you seeing it now, the profit pricer, or no?
I am not.
Okay, I gotta change my share screen. There we go.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. So go on over to MP11.
Oops. What do I do there?
You were heading there. There you go. Okay, MP11 is now showing you're like 70% for a day. So go over to MP4. MP4-1, I guess.
Okay, before, sorry.
No, you're fine. MP4, yeah, efficiency. Hit the efficiency tab. Okay, so you're scrolling down. You're set up for a 72% efficiency. So that whatever your number of days are in the month, you're set up for to sell 72% of those days.
Okay,
Okay, so with that being said, I was using 80 as a comparison, but you're going to be using 72 because that's what you have here.
okay,
Okay, so that's close to, it's a little bit more than 3.5 days a week per crew. Okay,
Where
so
did that number originate from?
that comes from our we did our,
What's that from?
BPW. No, it's something that you haven't done yet. You will do. It's our business, planning workshop. And based on our history and stuff. The KPI is 80%. We were running inefficient, so we didn't want to
What's the,
shoot for something that we weren't going to
what's the
really.
closest we've been so far? Do we
Sharon,
know?
what's, when we do our L10s, what are we, do you remember? We would pull it up.
75, 78, maybe?
Yeah, we definitely exceeded the target. We've definitely made improvements since this BPW.
Okay,
Very rarely do I see, in the evolution of an HVAC business, it's usually one man, he's out there and then he's installing 5 days a week. And then he's got to work Saturdays and he does 6 days a week and he hires a person and now you got 2 crews. Now they're both doing 3 days a week. So now they're at 60% efficient. You got 2 crews, and then they build that up to about 80 again. And then they'll add another crew and then they'll squeeze it back down. They'll be back down to around say 55 at this point. But there's an evolutionary fact of where you're at based off of the number of crews you've got.
Okay,
That makes sense?
yeah,
So that's where this efficiency comes in, is where this is at right now. And then you have your tech. If you'll go back to MP11, this will show you operationally what you should be tracking on a weekly basis. So basically you want 18 installs in a week on line 10. So that's your target, is to get 18 installs for all your crews.
If they were 1-day installs.
I'm sorry?
If they were just 1-day installs.
No, I mean, if it's a 2-day install, you should have sold it for 2 days.
yeah,
That's
that is.
hit you my giddy up.
Right? So that's you're saying jobs run over?
Yes.
Yeah, it happens. That's why 100% is impossible most of the time. But so you've got some buffer in here. You're looking for 3.6 days a week per crew. That means they have a day and 40% to fill it out because they may have to go back or whatever, inefficiency.
Yeah.
Or maybe we don't have the sales to do it, whatever that means.
One of the two, yeah.
Okay. So I wanted you to get the picture of where you would find this information, because it's important to find know where this information's at. Makes a big deal. Okay. And now let's go back to your pricing tool.
Yep, okay.
So right here, let's just say that, okay, it's a 5-day job. It goes to 41%, 41,000. So that's, if it is going to take you 5 days and you said, okay, there's no way I can sell this for 41,000, and your profit pricer says, well, you're 70% efficient, you could drop this to 3.4 sold days.
Yeah,
So go ahead and change that 5 to 3.4.
tracking screen.
Mhm.
And now you're at 32.9 or 33,000. So because if you did that in a week's time, you're planning on 72% efficient. And if you did it in all 5 days, you could still do it for this time. It's not how I would coach you to price it.
Yeah.
But I wanted you to understand, if you're really in a tight spot and you needed to do it, you could drop it down for that 1 week's time to 3.4 days.
Yeah.
To gain a job, whether having everybody sit home or do this job.
Can you go back to the 5?
I just want to see what numbers change. And one more time, 3.4.
Oops, didn't want to do that. What happened here?
Well, I was just looking at the bottom number.
Are you still seeing the price guide?
I see the 5, yeah.
Okay. So you want to see
3.4.
3.4?
So why is the net profit, it changes by roughly a couple grand, but the 25% doesn't change?
Because it's a percentage of the sale amount.
I'm still looking for 25% of the total sale for my profit. I only changed the time it's going to take to do the job, not the cost of what it's going to take to do the job.
Which time is money. Time is costly.
Time is costly, understand. And I understand that you've got inside of your profit pricer, you've got your labor set up only to work 3.4 days in the week. So that extra 1.6 days is built into their labor every day that they do work.
Yeah.
The labor's not going to change and the overhead isn't going to change, because the overhead, your price, if you build it out to be 100% efficient, your price is going to go down. If you build it out to be 72% efficient, your price is going to go up. So that variance in price is covering all of your overhead and keeping your profit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And don't yes sir me. Just if you're not sure, please say so, because
Yes.
I'm going to take a yes as a yes.
I love that about you, Jim. Thank you. That's my my motto. That's right.
I thought you told me you understood this. Well,
Yes.
I thought I did.
Cool. Any other questions? Well,
I
one of the
do want to
questions
go
you
back,
had-
yeah, I want to go back to the best way to roll this out for the morale of the team. I don't think we covered that. I don't know what happened. Maybe I distracted.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question is based on your experience when people change their pay plans to this model, what's the best rollout where we get the team's buy-in?
Pick one team and for a month or two, say you're going to get paid the greater amount of the current process or this process. Because you need a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Okay. So build yourself a cheerleader and then roll it out to the team. And this way, if it doesn't work, it was already couched as we're going to try something to get you guys more money. Okay. Or we're going to try a new pay plan, but I want you to test it, but you have no risk. You're going to get paid the greater amount, no matter which way it goes over this next 2 months. Nobody's ever told me no to that.
Yeah.
I just don't want to drag it out too long, so I don't want our tester person, I love that. I just don't want to test them out for a whole month and then have to give notice to the team and finally get this rolled out 2-3 months from now. I would like to see this active. I think all of us here are in agreement. Would like to, in regards to what HR says, in regards to giving them notice with changing pay plans in California, that's a whole nother story. But we kind of want to get this to go live, I would say, at the latest September 1st, soonest mid-August.
Here's what I would coach you. Here's what I coach you to do. I understand you want to roll this out, but if it's not perceived correctly, you're going to lose people.
Yeah, true.
And the last thing we want to do is lose human capital. Okay.
Mhm.
So I would coach you to get buy-in of the team so that you're not the only one telling them it's a great thing. One of them are also agreeing with you. Hey, guys, we tested this. Matter of fact, I would coach you to have that install team roll it out to the install team and not the manager.
Install team. Why do you say install team?
Well, the install team that you're going to put on the program, that's going to be your tester for a month
Our,
or two.
This is for the sales team.
Oh, okay, for your sales team. So
Yeah, sorry.
put it on your sales team then.
Yeah.
Now, how is the sales team? Now, let me ask you a question here. What questions would a sales team have? They're still getting 12% commission.
I think they get away with some stuff. Obviously Aaron's the owner, so he hasn't been in every single tiny itty bitty detail. That's what he has managers for. And they haven't had, I'm newer, so I've been learning the processes here. So for the last couple months, I think they've missed a thing here and there, discounted a little more. things that probably have not been included when commission sheets are put together.
Yep.
So once this is in play, they can't cookie cutter around things anymore, which is gonna greatly affect their commissions.
Okay, I would take this and still test it with one salesman.
Okay,
I would test it with a salesman and find out the flaws, find out the miscommunications with one guy instead of 5 salesmen. So let's find out where our holes are with one salesman. Keep it quiet. This is how it's been, this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for 2 months and we're gonna review this weekly. And have that weekly review.
and maybe that's what Nate needs.
Yeah, just a weekly review would be
The
great.
fact that there's no loss and only opportunity for him, maybe
Yeah.
he needs that.
Yeah.
ego
He
boost.
can't lose. He's going to get paid. I'm going to promise him you're going to get paid the greater amount, either the way we're doing it today or this way. Totally up to you.
Yeah,
Do you want to beta test it for us? Yes, I do. Okay, great.
Cool.
fair enough.
Yeah, because you can't leave the people out of the process.
Yeah.
People are going to run your process, and if they don't like your process, they're not going to run your process. So it's got to be a win-win here. You got to make sure your process, everybody wins. Everybody has to win in this. Now, you may find out, hey, I don't want to do that because that didn't work out. But the only way that could happen is if you priced it wrong or you gave them the wrong instructions on how to use this pricing tool.
And essentially, you're just giving the cost of materials to the guys at this point. What we pay for everything, they now have access to. They figure out the cost of materials to do the job. They put the labor days involved, price it out, up and away.
Yep. And then we have to job cost it on the back end to make sure they put in the right amount of materials.
Sure, and that's where their pay comes from that.
And that'll associate the pay. I mean, if materials came in twice as much, well, we can show him where he missed. So it's a coaching opportunity.
Yeah.
Plus, nobody can hide from the numbers. It's all
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Any other? And then this pays on the gross versus, pays on the net. So it's minus the financing. So they're not making anything on the financing.
They're making nothing on the financing. Yeah. That's a matter of fact, that's a reduction of sale line item. So it get paid on the net sale, percentage of the net sale, not the gross sale.
Yep.
But they would get paid if it was a credit card transaction on the credit card fees, basically.
Yeah, because we have that built in on the profit pricer.
Yeah, that should be built into your profit pricing, so that's already covered in your overhead.
Cool.
I guess the only thing looking at this, and I apologize if this is a redundant question.
It's not, go ahead.
I'm looking at this, trying to figure out what's the breakdown and the drop in commission tiers. And on this report, just glancing at it, where do I see the percentage of net profit, or is it just dealing with dollars?
It's great question. We start out on this page, 12% commission, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then when we do the job costing, so we're going to sell it based off of a 12% commission. Now you go to the job costing piece. And so after the job's done, we have to job cost the job. And so we enter in all of our cost in here.
Actual here.
Okay.
So that's where we're going to enter all our cost. If we had no service agreement, go ahead and put a 0 in that where that 600 is. Yeah. So right now he earned 100% of his commission at 12%. But if he missed something when he was building the job, he sold an A unit, but a B unit showed up and a B unit cost twice as much. Let's say that equipment and material went to $10,000. So he priced the job. So his commission has dropped down to the 8% level because we only made 14.5% profit. So that's where 8% comes in at. Now, at 15%. If the company made 15%, he would have made that $14.97, but he was short $102.93, which made it $13.94.71 at a 15% profit level. So we have levels of profitability, so they can fall, you know, it automatically brought him down to at 15%, but he still was short of the full 15% because he only delivered 14.5% profit. So
Yeah,
I
makes sense.
still got to deduct him $102.94.
Now, is there one, do we have one, or are you gonna have to build it, something like this for tech turnovers? Or is that gonna be,
I can work with that. Yeah.
okay. All right, thank you. That explained exactly. I totally forgot about the screen. Okay.
What do you currently pay for technician turnovers?
2%, well, the salesman comfort consultant gets minus 2%.
Minus 2%. So he would get on the bottom side there, you're going to pay $374. So his commission there was $13.94.71.
Just be the difference.
He's going to get the difference. So I'm going to subtract that $374.41 out of that $13.94.71 because 2% is coming out of the full 12% pay. Right? So he basically you're just reducing that 2%, and that's what that 2% there is for. Now, if that thing goes all the way down, let's just take a scenario here. Take that down, put $2,000 in the cost somewhere. Okay, so right now, go ahead and put in $2,200. I want to really hurt a guy. Okay, so from right here, he's not getting any commission because the 2% is going to the tech.
Got on a tech term, yep, got it.
Right. So that salesman gets a 0 right here.
That is not affecting our guys right now, is it?
What's that?
The tech payout?
Yeah.
It is?
They get
Okay.
8%,
No, I'm saying outside of the 8%, let's say they discount
and
Quite
they
a
might
bit,
get
and-
6% or.
and they're not.
It's not
making us
affecting it this
money.
way, no. No.
If this was a marketing lead, that salesman would get paid $374.41. If this was a tech lead, that salesman would get nothing.
Tech would get the 374.
Right.
What else?
So will they get access to this whole setup?
Yeah, I can create this by hiding the job costing and hide some cells and give them access just like they currently do with the Google Drive.
Yeah, we do have some technical people that might know how to unhide stuff.
I don't know that the formatting is going to play well on Google Drive.
No, we're on Microsoft 365. We used to be on Google Drive, so this will easily move into the atmosphere that we're in now.
Okay.
No issues. And the formatting should be fine, right? Easily lock and protect.
Should be.
Yeah.
As long as you don't transfer it to Google Drive, you'll lose a lot of the formatting.
Yeah.
The formatting is what is part of the pop, because I want the salesman to see this
Yeah.
so he doesn't do this again.
Completely. Absolutely.
I mean, the company still made out. The company made 10% on this.
Yeah.
Because we paid 2% commission out, even though there's no profit after that. I mean,
I love the protection of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Good.
you good?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Very good. Anytime.
Is Brian going to be your coach now?
Brian is replacing me. So I am leaving Nexstar October 31st.
All right, well, congratulations.
Well,
Congrats.
I look forward to it because I'm going to come back as a member.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that is
Never
cool.
stay away.
That's where I'm in. Got to do something.
Thanks, Jim.
You bet. Take care.
Take care, guys.
See ya.